Yeah, hi everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be here at 1 million cups. See, I have the official cup too to prove it. So nice to meet you all. My name is Rajiv Jadhav. Small introduction. I'm the CEO and founder of R Square Media. We're an award-winning PR agency based here in New York City. We focus on reputation management. We do two parts, repair and polish. Repair is focused on eliminating anything icky, nasty, or deemed harmful from Google, social, and the press, like a mean tweet, bad review, story in the newspaper that alleges wrongdoing, or even a story in AI that alleges something wrong. And we can get all that garbage deleted from the source. And the flip side of that is the polish. Polish is focused on repositioning clients as thought leaders so that their ideal customer chases you for a change. And we do that by getting them to deliver a keynote at the United Nations, do a TED Talk, be an Amazon best-selling author, get them on TV, national TV, regional TV, reality TV, or Netflix. We also get them listed as the best in ChatGPT so that everyone knows who they are and then chases them as well. And then last but not the least, we have a very effective 50x ROI program that delivers 40,000 or 90,000 in sales each month with highly targeted ads on Google and Meta. So that's me in a nutshell, and I'm so happy to be here. Today, I'll be speaking to you about chatbots. So without further ado, let's get into it. Small introduction beyond what you already heard. So I've been featured in the Guinness Book of Records. I helped Unilever get into the Guinness Book. We created the world's largest jigsaw puzzle that engaged 300,000 people every day for 6 months, and it sold out nationally in retail and wholesale twice back to back, which had never happened to Unilever or Lipton in any market, much less their most complicated market, India. And then I won several awards like Webby and One Show and a whole bunch of them. I'm currently a government advisor with the United Nations and several member nations like Malawi, Ghana, and a few others. And I'm also a cancer survivor and cat dad. It's me receiving the award from the United Nations recently. This was a few months ago. I won the SDG Communication Innovation Award for a lifetime of commitment to communication, innovation, and excellence. Okay, so here's about chatbots, right? Chatbots are all the rage right now. 62% of consumers prefer dealing with a chatbot, and 87% of customers say that they had a great experience. And this is based on data from thunderbit.com. Okay, and Juniper Research forecasts chatbots saving businesses over $11 billion annually. And currently, it's approaching a 20 billion to 50 billion estimate as far as 2029. So chatbots are definitely a big market for people, and it's providing a lot of tangible value for businesses all over the world. And this is specific to certain industries like retail, healthcare, finance, etc., and several other industries as well. Okay, so this basically inspired us to create an AI chatbot to enable customer support with a variety of use cases, which include but not limited to HR, compliance, marketing, after-sales service, etc. So let me show you how this works. So basically, this is the back-end dashboard of the chatbot. You simply upload whatever data, source material you would like the chatbot to be trained on, like your employee handbook or your rules and regulations as far as your compliance team or the product details of a car or anything like that, or a machine or anything. And once you upload it, the AI gets trained in seconds. And after that, you can then deploy that chatbot onto a website of any kind. And then the customers or the stakeholders can begin to query this chatbot with real-time questions and get answers immediately in seconds. And the chatbot is trained with intelligent memory such that it gets better and better with usage, so that we're basically taking the load off the humans in either the HR team, compliance team, customer support, things like that. So it's basically a self-serve model that is built on providing a lot of efficiency to users. And this is what it looks like on the front end of it. Keep in mind that this was customized based on the client's requirements. So obviously beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Some people may think this looks blah, but other people absolutely love it, like it's the best thing ever. So it's obviously customized, keeping in mind what consumers want, what the client wants, based on their brand guidelines. So basically, there are two opportunities here. Opportunity number one is the B2B opportunity. So B2B means we want to make this available to end users, which is the business. These large businesses, like it could be a Fortune 500 company, a Fortune 1000 company, a government entity, a non-profit, any organization like that. So that's what I mean by a B2B use case. And the second is white label. So when I say white label, I'm talking about offering this to agencies that may want to enable their clients have this innovation such that it improves their customer experience, because if they have a good customer experience, it'll also spike their retention rates as well as loyalty and even repurchase rates. That's what the data tells us. So those are the two opportunities here. And then the question is, why us? Why, Rajiv? Why? Okay, so I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. Our USPs, or unique selling propositions, or key differentiators, are something like this. One is the price. It's extremely low for unlimited chatbots, and it's 90% lower than the market. Use cases are, unlimited utility and speed of customization and deployment. And the ask, of course, here is introductions to end customers and resellers for rev share. So that is the ask of what I want the 1 million cup community to help me with. So I believe that is the end of it, and I'm open to any questions that anyone has.
All right. Hey, Rajiv. So that, first of all, I'm in person, so it was a great presentation.
Thank
your
you.
Energy really popped, and the colors and everything, obviously. So how or why did you start this, and also when? And what's been traction so far?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Is it Ariel?
Yeah.
Ariel, yeah. Isn't that the name of an angel?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Very angelic presence. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for that question, Ariel. The answer to the question is that it's a new project. It's about a year old. So far, traction-wise, we've gotten, it's been deployed to various HR consultants that love it, which are in turn then deploying it to their clients, which operate in the finance, legal, and compliance space. So that's something that's already happened, and this HR company is actually based in New York City. They're called 7-Star HR. So they're like a large HR consulting company. So that's like one customer, or let's say a white label agency partner that we've had success with, and everyone that's used it absolutely loves the seamlessness of it, because it's very easy to use, highly customizable. And because of the unlimited model, the chatbot can be deployed to answer a variety of use cases. So use case number one is the HR related question, like employee handbook related queries, or it could be something even legal related. And the chatbot is kind of trained in a way such that if the question has more nuance to it, it is trained to prompt the user to reach out to the human that can better answer that question, like calling the 800 number or emailing the person on site or something like that. So those things are kind of baked into it, because the information is constantly evolving, and the source material that the chatbot was trained in could be dated if it wasn't updated immediately in real time, which of course is possible also. Given the fact that most companies don't want to give wrong information, misinformation, or incomplete information, they sometimes prompt the user to reach out to the person who can then better understand the context and to address it more completely. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. What motivated you to start?
Yeah, the motivation was I'm a big proponent of AI. I speak at the UN 2-3 times every year specifically on AI, and how AI is I believe, the answer to unlocking a lot of economic opportunity for LDCs, less developed countries, as well as people all over the world who should participate in this great boom of an economy. So I'm like a big proponent, advocate for AI. And since chatbots are, based on the data, they're like all the rage. They've been around for forever. And it's about efficiency. And technically, as companies become more efficient, I think that they will then deploy those funds into potentially job creation and hiring more people to do additional things. People are thinking that AI is going to kill jobs. It may, some jobs, but then there's another opportunity as well. Yeah. Essentially, Ariel was asking as to why I did this to begin with. And the answer to that question is to further the cause of AI enablement and adoption in companies. Because as companies become more efficient, well, first of all, one direct consequence of that is they stay in business. Staying in business is good for the economy and the country, because it creates the opportunity for more job creation. And as people begin to upskill themselves, I think more and more people can participate in getting even more enriching roles that align with this wave of innovation? Sure, sure. So basically, what I'm asking 1 million cups for help is, do you know companies that want to be more efficient? That I'd love introductions to those companies. So that's part one. And part two is, do you know either IT companies, consulting companies that are operating in the HR space, legal space, compliance space? Because potentially this is something that would make them look good to their existing clients as well as prospective future clients. So that's the ask. So I'd like introductions to those. The rev share part of it basically means that whatever, so let's say, Phil, you introduce me to, let's say, TCS. I'm just making that up, right? So let's say Phil is going to introduce me to TCS or KPMG or any one of those cool shops. And then they say, Rajiv, wow, we love what you're doing. We're going to deploy this at Microsoft. We're going to deploy this at whoever, right? And then whatever income comes, I'm then going to share that income with Phil. Why? Because Phil is the one who, through the kindness of his heart and his generosity, made that introduction. And the rev share part of it means that Phil gets paid ongoing for as long as I get paid, which is likely to be ongoing as well. So that's what I meant by rev share. The chatbot is going to provide information based on whatever source material has been uploaded into it and what is ingested in it. So that's the short answer. The slightly extended answer is that if the materials being ingested into it include certain tonality on how certain questions ought to be answered, keeping in mind the brand guidelines and the customer experience and everything, then the chatbot will answer those questions and deliver the answer in that predefined tonality. So that is the, I guess, the short answer. And then the slightly extended answer is that because the chatbot is intelligent, it does have a memory and it is learning every single time. With time, it'll get better at answering the questions even more, let's say, sensitively, if that is what the client needs, so as to provide the best experience to the end user. Yeah, I would absolutely love the opportunity of having a conversation with anyone that you introduced me to, Phil. Highly, highly grateful for that. And yes, as far as AI goes, it's evolving tremendously fast. So as models and LLMs get better, and as you know, I don't know whether this is going to happen in the next 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, but at some point AI is going to become sentient and will become even more intelligent on how to quickly problem solve and understand the right way of approaching a certain question or query or situation. And at that point, of course, I think it'll be even more seamless, to the point that the end user may not be able to quickly discern that they're even speaking to a machine, because it's going to be that good. Yeah, and Phil, if I can add to that, so essentially there are certain LLMs that do the emotional stuff a little bit better than others. So some people say that Grok or Grok 4.0 does Grok and Claude do a better job at that emotional, high qualitative response than ChatGPT or Gemini, as an example. So there are always going to be advances, and depending on what the client wants, if the client wants something where it's a little bit more balanced, a little bit more sensitive, if that is the case, then obviously the base LLM could be Grok or Claude, if the client wants that, or if the client wants a slightly more just really accurate, efficient, informed view, almost clinically cold. If that is the requirement, then another LLM could be better suited, like Gemini or ChatGPT or Perplexity or something like that. So depending on what the use case is, what the client's requirement is based on their guidelines, obviously the chatbot can be customized accordingly to provide that level of consistent experience. Right. Yeah. So agentic is all the rage, and obviously that's the next level in chatbots. So agentic is basically a chatbot that is capable of almost like independent thinking a lot faster than the typical chatbot. So if the client requires an agentic type deployment, then this can be customized to provide that experience. There are some clients that are a little bit more conservative, or let's say bearish, about the whole AI innovation, and they're very risk averse. For those clients, something like a chatbot is perhaps best suited because the opportunity of things going wrong is very limited. For other clients that are more future edge, future forward, bleeding edge of innovation, that sort of thing, those clients may embrace the agentic approach a lot better. And for those clients, yes, the agentic approach is perhaps the better approach because that's what they're used to and that's what they want their customers to experience. So depending on what the client wants, that's what the client gets. Because as they say, the customer is always right.